brace yourself for another Mega Jolt on Nickelodeon's Mega Toon Monday. Wild and crazy kids will be back tomorrow, right here on...
Sometimes I get so mad. But in the paper, it must be true.
Well, Bullwinkle and his talented Bunyan are miles out at sea, headed for some unknown destination. Bullwinkle has long since been rocked to sleep.
Yeah, with my very own rock.
And his two captors are standing close guard over his crated hoop. Well, what can be at the bottom of Bullwinkle's Bunyan?
My foot, maybe?
Meanwhile, in Washington, Rocky has just told his amazing story to the new head of the Weather Bureau, Captain Peter Wrongway Peachfuzz.
So you see, we gotta get Bullwinkle back.
But why should the Weather Bureau help you, Rocky?
Because Bullwinkle's Bunyan can tell you when it's gonna rain.
It can?
Yeah.
Then he's a valuable national asset. Get me the White House. Hello? Hello?
But in punching the button on his desk, Captain Peachfuzz had inadvertently made connection with the Air Defense Commander.
Hello? What? What? Who is it? Right.
What is it, Major?
An emergency call from the White House.
An enemy attack?
No.
Big rescue operation?
No.
Then what?
We're supposed to intercept a flying squirrel.
Any luck, Captain?
I can't seem to get the operator. Never mind, we'll do it ourselves.
Ourselves?
Never fear, Rocky. Captain Peter Peachfuzz is in command. Forward!
And the Phyllis captain marched out of the room and straight into a broom closet.
Gee, it looks like it's gonna be a rough trip.
Well, that is the truth, all right, for as Rocky and Captain Peachfuzz take off in the captain's tiny plane, high above them, a half-dozen fighter planes are patrolling the sky.
What are the orders, Major?
Find the squirrel and force him to land.
And if he doesn't land?
It's an emergency. Shoot him down.
Bogey on the scope, bearing 0, 0.
0, 0. That means he's right under us.
Well, let's get down.
And the plane roared downward through the clouds, closer and closer to our friends. Then suddenly...
Pull up! Pull up!
Yes, the fighter command hadn't reckoned with the flying habits of Captain Peachfuzz.
That's the new courthouse building, Rocky, made of Carolina limestone.
Look out, Captain!
Oh, hey, there's new buildings going up all the time.
Yes, the captain's plane was flying so low that the fighters couldn't get anywhere near him. Of course, his flight over the city didn't go unnoticed.
Hey! What's the matter?
An airplane just flew by.
Don't be silly. This is a bus stop.
I tell you, an airplane just flew by.
He didn't stop, huh?
No, he didn't stop.
Well, don't get sore. Maybe he was full up.
But the city couldn't last forever, and soon the Peachfuzz plane had to emerge out into the open.
There he is, men. Peel off!
And the fighters started their supersonic attack on the clumsy, slow-moving plane. Faster and faster they went, and then...
Pull up! Pull up!
Sure enough, Peachfuzz had reversed his course and was heading right toward the attacking plane.
Turn around! Turn around!
Unfortunately for the Major, his planes were going so fast that they were halfway past Ohio before they could reverse directions. But by that time, Peter Peachfuzz's plane was out of sight.
How do you know what direction to go in, Captain?
Easy, Rocky. I just spin this wheel like this, and we head north, northwest.
That's a direction finder?
It found a direction, didn't it?
Meanwhile, in the mystery plane, somewhere up ahead, the pilot was following a scientifically planned course.
How come we keep changing direction, Iwan?
Look at this map, Norbert. Not even radar can follow us on this course.
No? Then who's that?
Sure enough, by sheer dumb idiot luck, Captain Peachfuzz's course had neatly intercepted the mystery plane.
Captain, look! That must be the plane! Bullwinkle!
Okay, Hadley, drag out the secret weapon.
And in a moment, a deadly-looking instrument was aimed backward out of the mystery plane and zeroed right on our hero. Don't miss our next episode, Squirrel in the Scope, or Ring Around the Rocky.
Hello, Pop. How do you like it?
I think it's great, son. What is it?
You mean you don't recognize it?
In a word, no. In 2 words, no, no.
Well, I'm surprised you don't recognize a Terwilliger fly-snapping claptrapper.
Oh, my, I'm surprised you can even say it. Just what is a Terwilliger, whatever it is you said?
Well, it's an invention for killing flies. You see that pie?
Uh-huh.
Well, all a fly has to do is land on it. See, that's when you pull this lever. That starts a chain reaction, and eventually the boxing glove clobbers the fly on the pie. Hey, there's one now. Watch closely, Pop. It needs a little work.
Junior, how many times have I told you anything that's worth doing is worth doing well? Which doesn't remind me of a fable, but I'll tell you one anyway. This is the story of the cat and 15 mice. Once there were 15 mice who lived in an old shoe. Not only did they live in the old shoe, but they ate there, worked there, and even voted there. The reason for this was that the immediate neighborhood was the winter playground of a particularly tough tomcat. Like all tomcats, or Harry and Dick cats for that matter, he was on an eternal prowl for mice. And sooner or later, he would get around to investigating the old shoe.
All right, you guys heard what Aesop just said. One of these days, that cat is gonna walk in here and...
Don't say it. You know I got a weak stomach.
All mice has got weak stomachs. It's part of our heritage. But we ain't got weak heads, except for Mo here. Now, I propose we move.
To Disneyland.
That's no good. Cousin Nicky's got that spot sewed up.
Where else can we go?
Hey, how about the old lighthouse?
The decision was unanimous, and that afternoon, the 15 mice looked their new house over.
Well, then, this is it. Home.
Hey, this is the cat's Pop.
The first thing they did, being fastidious mice, was to sweep the lighthouse from top to bottom. However, this took them so long that they were only halfway through when daylight waned.
You hear what Aesop just said? He said the daylight's waned.
So, let it wane. Find a lamp and turn it on.
The lamp Mo turned on was a bright one.
Must be one of those 60-watt bulbs.
Although the light benefited the mice, it did just the opposite for the cat, who was desperately attempting to catnap on shore.
You can't even get 40 winks around here without some joker leaving his flashlight burning. I'll give him what for I will. Must have rained last night.
Like most cats in my fables, this one also had an overabundance of cunning.
You're right, I have. I know there are 15 mice out there in that lighthouse.
Alas, his plan to sneak up on them in the dark didn't work, for without warning, the lighthouse beacon suddenly fell on the road.
Huh? They'll spot me for sure. Oh, well, it don't matter.
Grabbing a battle axe, he stepped onto the beam and marched upward toward his target. Meanwhile, inside the target, the mice had decided to call it a day.
Turn the lamp off, Mo.
The following day, the 15 mice picked up where they left off, and so did the cat.
There's more than one way for a cat to skin a mouse.
Look, Manny, a shipwrecked sailor.
That ain't no shipwrecked sailor.
Florence Chadwick?
That is a shipwrecked cat. Give him a hand.
Atta way to go, cat baby! Atta way to do it!
Not that kind of a hand. Throw him a rope.
It was a rope, all right, with an anvil attached.
Is he all right?
Sure, he's all right. He just got a little concussion is all.
Hey, where am I?
You are at the lighthouse.
That was all the cat had to hear. Overjoyed at the prospect of a 15-course dinner, he took off in hot pursuit to hop, but those mice were fast, and they knew the interior of the lighthouse like the back of their paws. For 1 solid hour, that cat chased in vain. That is, until he spotted Mo standing before a door labeled Delivery Room.
Aha! Gotcha!
Congratulations, Pussy.
For what?
You are the proud father of a 2-pound sassy kitten. Have a cigar.
What do you know about that? What a surprise!
A bigger one followed. Well, sir, that tomcat had it. He wasted little time in leaving that neighborhood. What's more, so did every cat that ever came near the lighthouse. And to make it worse, those mice came ashore and set up pieces of chrome all over. And at night, the beacon would reflect all over the place and drive the cats wild. So you see, Junior, anything that's worth doing is worth doing well. But as usual, I suppose you have a moral of your own?
I sure do. You think you can stomach it?
Well, try me.
Chrome wasn't built in a day.
Chrome was...
Well, last time, Rocky and Peter Peachfuzz had caught up with a mystery plane bearing Bullwinkle and his weather forecasting bunion. But as they drew near, Bullwinkle's captors aimed a strange weapon back at them.
Okay, fire, Headley.
And from the oddly shaped muzzle came a huge cloud.
Hokey smoke, Captain.
Yes, it's a hokey smoke screen.
I can't see a thing.
Never fear, Rocky. I'll just zoom over the smoke.
But as usual, Captain Peachfuzz punched the wrong lever. Instantly, the engine stopped and the plane plummeted toward the ocean.
Turn it off, Hadley. They won't give us any more trouble.
And the plane with Bullwinkle aboard flew on to its unknown destination.
I could have sworn that lever set up.
Never mind that now, Captain. We better start swimming. You can swim, can't you?
I can't say, really. I've never tried.
Uh-oh.
But I will.
And the Phyllis captain plunged into the sea and straight down to the bottom. Fortunately, Rocky was able to haul him back to the wreckage of the plane.
Gee, you sank like a rock.
Yeah, it must be the heavy sandwiches I'm carrying.
Heavy sandwiches.
I picked up this package of sandwiches at the airport.
Hey, this isn't sandwiches. It's an inflatable life raft.
Oh, fudge. I always do the wrong thing.
Yeah, but this time you did the wrong thing the right way.
And Rocky fired the cartridge that inflated the portable boat.
Well, there it is, Captain. Isn't it a lovely sight?
I ordered pastrami on rye.
Well, let's start paddling. Stroke, stroke.
And the plucky squirrel paddled bravely for hours. Little did he realize that in the other end of the raft, Captain Peachfuzz was paddling just as bravely in the opposite direction.
Stroke, stroke.
Wait a minute, Captain. We're not getting anywhere.
With me, that's nothing novel.
Gee,
No, don't be discouraged, Rocky.
I'm not. I'm just worried about Bullwinkle. I sure hope nothing's happened to him.
Or to his bunion, either.
Not very likely, for at that moment, Bullwinkle's hoof, bunion and all, was reposing on a velvet cushion in the midst of a scene of barbaric splendor. Unfortunately, Bullwinkle couldn't see any of it. He was still unconscious. And then the mist slowly parted before his eyes.
Where am I?
I just knew he'd say that, Hadley.
Let's get out of here. He's coming too.
Boy, Rocky, what a dream I had. I dreamed it... must have done the room over while I was asleep.
Does it please you, Master?
Kind of wild wallpaper, Rocky, but... Hey, you're not Rocky.
I am Kit Mala, oh Master.
Kit Mala? Oh, of course. I'm still asleep.
You are awake, O Lord of the Universe.
Lord of the Lady, you're in the wrong dream. I'm Bullwinkle Moose.
Praise be.
Glad to know you, Miss Praiseby.
And now I must tell my father, the king, that you have returned to the living.
Yeah, and boy, this is living. Best hotel I was ever in.
Is there anything you require, O great one?
Well, if I could just have a cool drink of... Man, that's what I call room service.
His Majesty King Bushwick the 33rd! The door was flung open, and into the room strode a strange-looking king, followed by a sinister headsman wearing a large axe. Well, it looks as if this story might be a short one after all.
Yeah, by about that much.
We'll find out what happens next time in Block Party or The Happy Headsman.
Don't go away. Next Megatoon Monday, we'll be right back. Ren and Stimpy, an ode to friendship. My friend. Now cut that out! Every Sunday at 11:10 Central on Nick.
Dare you to cross the river, but there's polar bears over there. Double dare you, polar dare you.
It's chillin', it's polar dare. Cross the river, but beware.
Penguins are nice, very nice.
It's chillin', it's polar dare.
I want a snack. I'm a hungry bear.
It's Polar Dare. Be the first to get all your penguins to safety and you win. Get caught and you start again.
One more ice floe to go.
Surprise!
Look, your mama.
Mama, where?
It's chillin', it's polar dare.
From Milton Bradley.
Sparkle eyes, Barbie, with sparkling eyes, exciting and new. A dress that sparkles
picture on my shirt, cause she's real pretty. Skipper finds her in a tree. Now she's having fun with you and me.
Those each sold separately.
Coco's my name, and as you can see, I'm swinging through the jungle with my Cocoa Krispies. When out of the sky drops a giant pest, who takes my Cocoa Krispies back to his nest. It's the chocolatey taste he wants to try, but he's about to learn a new way to fly. Bye-bye. Kellogg's Cocoa Krispies are such a chocolatey and delicious part of this complete breakfast. Even the milk turns chocolate with every bite so chocolatey. Oh, everybody wants my Cocoa Krispies.
You're watching Nickelodeon. And now, back to Megatoon Monday.
And now for all you knowledge seekers, here's Mr. Know-It-All.
Hi there! Today's subject is how to open a jar of pickles. The simplest way to open a jar of pickles is to unscrew the lid, turning gently from left to right. Oh! If that doesn't work, turn it right to left. Oh! Well, there are other ways of opening it. Putting the jar under hot water will usually do the trick, and if you happen to be in Yellowstone Park, the best hot water comes up out of Old Faithful, the geyser. You place the jar right over the hole, taking care to be well clear before the geyser goes. When you get out of the hospital, you take a slightly different approach.
I got the hammer, Mr. Know-It-All.
Splendid, splendid. When the lid is tapped, it is certain to loosen. Now, when I nod my head, you hit it with the hammer.
Right, Bullwinkle. Huh?
I think I made that perfectly clear. I said, when I nod my head, hit it with the hammer.
If you say so.
Okay. I nod thusly and... If everything else fails, we climb to an altitude of 5,000 feet and hurl the jar and ourselves earthward. Pocahontas! But if you really want to open a jar of pickles...
Wait a minute, Mr. Know-It-All. That isn't a jar of pickles. That's a jar of jelly.
No wonder I couldn't open it. It's jammed. Peabody here with another serving of instant history.
The Wayback Machine's all warmed up, Mr. Peabody.
Excellent, Chairman. Then we're off to a town named St. Joseph, Missouri. The year is 1860, and the historical event is the start of Pony Express. In the twinkling of an eye, the Wayback had deposited us inside the Pony Express office. We arrived in the middle of a hot debate.
Now, look, you claim you'll deliver mail to Sacramento, right? Right, but then deliver my message.
What you're asking is impossible.
Either you're going to deliver it or I'm going to sue you for false advertising.
Why can't you deliver his message, mister?
'Cause he writ it on a boulder, that's why.
Dear Fargo, we'll soon have the business signed Wells. But offhand, sir, I'd say that boulder weighs at least half a ton.
Yep, and getting it to Sacramento is going to be a problem.
Decidedly so. The strongest horse in the stable was saddled, and the boulder, with much effort, was lashed to a rider's back.
Think you can manage it, Charlie?
I'll sure give it a try, boss.
Charlie did try. He urged his valiant steed forward. The horse took one step, and the Pony Express stable had a new seller.
Isn't there anything you can do to help them, Mr. Peabody?
Of course there is, Sherman. Sir, get me one stick of dynamite. 5 minutes later, the express office shook with a resounding explosion.
That boulder down there is nothing but a mess of pebbles.
Exactly. Now, all you have to do is transport the pebbles to Sacramento and then reassemble them into the boulder again.
What a brilliant idea.
Yes, isn't it? That afternoon, 50 Pony Express riders, each carrying a pebble, set out for California. However, one pebble still remained.
It's this one with a period on it. We're plumb out of riders, and the message won't be complete without a period.
And that is how Sherman and I found ourselves in the employ of the Pony Express. What we didn't know was that a tribe of Cherokee Indians was in the employ of Mr. Wells.
Indian chief, see 'em riders down there? Me want 'em them ambushed. Indian understand?
Sure, we understand. You want those two guys knocked off.
Right. Me pay 'em heap big wampum.
Oh, knock off that wampum, Jazz. What we want is cash, cold, hard cash.
Sherman and I entered Intercepted Pass, which was the only route to Sacramento. The perfect spot for an ambush was where the pass came to its narrowest point.
What engine got 'em in sack? Rocks?
No, these are Charlie Barnett records.
Cherokee?
Yeah, crazy, huh? You really dig? Well, what I'm gonna do now is dump them over the cliff and bury those two alive.
It was a diabolical plan, and it would have succeeded, except that Intercepted Pass was infested with downdrafts and upwinds. The records were poured out, but instead of cascading down, were caught by the winds and sent sailing up.
Look up there, Mr. Peabody. What is it?
That, Sherman, is the big disc jockey show in the sky. We navigated the pass without further incident and stopped at a small creek to water our horse.
Now what Injun do?
This time we're taking no chances. See these?
Tiny arrows.
They're not arrows. They're 33 1/3 long playing needles dipped in poison. That'll stop those two for sure.
Did you hear that, Sherman?
I sure did. What is it, Mr. Peabody?
Indians with long playing needles, Sherman. I'd know that sound anywhere. Quick, pretend we're going to take a nap. Well, my boy, I think 40 winks would be appropriate.
And how, Mr. Peabody? I'm tired.
We got out the blankets, but instead of sleeping beneath them, we bundled them up to look as though we were beneath them. And after crawling off into the brush, we waited for the attack. It wasn't long in coming. Of course, Mr. Wells and the Indian chief were in for a disappointment.
I'll be darned. They tricked us.
Yeah, and what's more, look at those blankets. They're still alive.
You mean the needles didn't kill the blankets?
Right. I don't understand.
Maybe they weren't poisoned.
I dipped them myself.
Are you sure?
Positive. Taste one.
Yeah, all right.
After dark, Sherman and I retrieved our horse and continued our journey. 2 weeks later in Sacramento, our pebble was added to the boulder.
This is a proud day for us. The mail got through, and now let's celebrate.
We'd like to, sir, but Sherman and I have another job to do.
Another job?
Yeah, Sherman, I was just handed this onion with a message on it. I promised we'd see that it got to Chicago.
But gee, Mr. Peabody.
Now, Sherman, we assisted the Pony Express. The least we can do is to help Western Onion.
Last time you remember, Bullwinkle woke to find himself in a magnificent apartment with his weather forecasting bunion perched on a velvet cushion.
Boy, this is the life.
But Bullwinkle wasn't so sure when the door opened and a strange-looking little king entered.
Greetings, O fount of wisdom.
Where?
That's you, Jack.
Oh.
We have brought you from your own land to advise and counsel us.
How come that?
On account of your fortune-telling bunion is how come that, friend.
My bunion?
Praise be.
Hey, what's this all about?
Hand me that great scroll, Peruna.
And from the enormous document, King Bushwick read Bullwinkle a fantastic story. It all started some years ago when a U.S. Navy destroyer was passing a small tropic island. On the fantail of the ship stood a fearless figure alert and ready beside a row of sinister containers that looked like garbage cans. Of course, in reality, they were powerful depth charges. Suddenly, the command came.
Fire one.
And Seaman Amos Bushwick fired now, wait, that's not a depth charge. That's...
Yeah, it really is a garbage can. You never can tell, can you?
Fire two.
Again and again, Seaman Bushwick swung the heavy cans, emptying them with true Navy skill and accuracy. All except the last one.
You! Man overboard.
Of course, an intensive search was made of the area, but Amos failed to turn up, and so was listed as lost at sea. But in reality, he was very much alive.
Hey, here I am.
Too late, the Navy vessel sailed away, never to return.
Okay, just for that, I'll stay here.
And the castaway lost no time in making himself at home on the tiny island. First, he named it after his old hometown.
I hereby name you New Greenpernt.
Then he did everything he could to make the island a little Brooklyn in the South Pacific, including language lessons.
Okay, you guys, what's this? Nah, this is a bite. Now say after me. Bide.
Bide.
Goyle.
Goyle.
Worm.
Worm.
Jerk.
Jerk.
All right, let's hold it. Okay, wise guy, what was that?
Joik.
All right, already.
So appreciative were the natives of all this that they made Amos King of New Greenpernt, and he took the name of King Bushwick of 33rd Avenue.
Bushwick 33rd for short.
And for his coronation, his loyal subjects presented him with the greatest gift at their command.
Observe, your majesty, genuine Oogle egg.
No, Oh, good. Well, let's scramble it.
But strangely enough, when the eggshell was cracked, the only thing that emerged was a small slip of paper.
What is this, a gag?
No gag, King. This genuine fortune egg from genuine Oogle bird.
Oogle bird?
Yes, high on a mountain top above New Greenpernt sat that strange and legendary creature, the Oogle bird, so called because of its strange cry. The Oogle bird laid only one egg a month, but that one was a whopper. So large were Oogle eggs that they always fell out of the Oogle bird's nest and rolled down the mountainside where they were sought eagerly by the natives, for each one had a real, honest-to-goodness fortune inside it.
This is all very interesting, if a trifle long. But what's it got to do with me and my fortune-telling bunion?
Oh, that's simple. You are our new Oogle bird.
I gotta be a bird?
Well, it looks as if Bullwinkle has a tough job ahead of him.
Yeah, especially if I gotta grow feathers.
We'll find out next time in The Wizard Biz, or Bullwinkle Lays an Egg.
Stay tuned for more moose, more squirrel, and more little doggy.
I am not a little doggy. I am Mr. Peabody.
As Mega Moose-a-Rama Monday continues rewriting history. Next.
Hokey smokes!
There's a new dimension of Nickelodeon's Ozone. Enter the Video Zone. Take the ultimate video challenge of Nick Arcade. Tomorrow at 5/4 Central on Nickelodeon.
On Whose Line Is It Anyway, not only is the show improvised, but so are the promos.
A trailer for the program, Ryan and Greg, in the style of two bickering brothers.
Sure, go first. George, go first.
Well,
go ahead.
Make sure to watch Whose Line Is It Anyway on Comedy Central, the only all-comedy network.
I was supposed to say that.
You said everything.
You said everything.
You mind for... Ow.
Watch the new season of Whose Line Is It Anyway, weekdays at 6, here at Comedy Central.
I'm a proud Pac-10 graduate. Now I'm living on the East Coast. Lucky for me, this season I can still get those great Pac-10 matchups I used to get out west. I just call the option play.
This season, you can make the choice. ABC's College Football presents the option play. Now, in addition to the game on your local ABC station, you can order extra ABC games live on pay-per-view cable TV. Call your local cable company for more on this unprecedented offer.
Kitty Chat Bears, we all talk a lot. My name is Nibble Bear. Kitty Chat Bears.
They each have a different personality.
My name is Slumber Bear. Kitty Chat Bears.
Press here and give them a squeeze there, they say.
Mama.
And each says 4 different things.
I need a nap. We love to hug. We love to talk. I'm so happy. And you're very sweet. We're the Chitty Chat Bears.
Chitty Chat Bears, each sold separately.
See Barbie's trendy little sister. Gorgeous hair, an adorable hat, and even cute little bows. Meet Stacy. She's got clothes for a party, clothes for shopping at the mall, clothes for school, and that's not all. Sharing so much fun to do. Some Stacy clothes fit Barbie, too. Barbie couldn't have a better sister. Stacy, Barbie's trendy little sister is here.
Stacy doll comes with a backpack and shopping bag. Her skirt, top, and jacket fit Barbie, too. Barbie doll sold separately.
It was quiet, except for the cows. Then a rock fell from the sky, so I sat on it. But it was really a spaceship. Then aliens surrounded me, and I could actually read their minds. Should we fry them or boil them? Whoa, so I pushed a button and made them disintegrate. Okay, so I made it up. Then I made it all happen.
Mario Paint. Draw and make music. Only on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Hey, kids, catch this. Soft stuffed potato head.
Soft stuff, silly stuff, sticky stuff, huggy stuff. It's hard to put down soft stuff. Potato head.
Soft stuffed potato head is so soft and squishy.
So many silly pieces, you can stick them anywhere. And when you're finished playing, you stick them under there.
Hey, soft stuff, silly stuff, sticky stuff, huggy stuff.
It's hard to put down soft stuff. Potato head.
Soft stuffed potato head comes with everything here.